I would like to just introduce myself as I'm Jignesh Mistry. I'm actually working with Archons as a solution lead West. I take care of the solution aspect of our clients to provide them the right solution wherever and wherever they require. Adobe is something which I cater to entire pan India from my company. And wherever you have any sort of an issue when it comes to Adobe, or if you have any questions regarding how to utilize Adobe or anything regarding that, I'm the person actually. I take care of the entire technical aspect of Adobe. All right. So with that said, let me just start off with this webinar and give you a brief introduction about what exactly Archons is all about. Uh, Archons is actually a global company which was been established quite some time right now. We have a global presence all over the world, right from Australia to USA, over 550 places all over across the globe. We cater to various products and Adobe. We are the gold partner with Adobe, and pretty soon we might be upgrading ourselves. This is something that we are very much hopeful for. Uh, this is our actually journey. We were earlier in a different name. It was known as Capricorn, and then it was been taken over by a French company known as Mania, under which we have formulated the company Arcans. In India across, we have around we are present in all the major cities, in Gurgaon, Mumbai, then Bangalore. Right. Pretty soon we will be also having a presence in Kolkata. That would be the at the eastern side of India. But still, we do cater to our eastern clients all over pan India. And over the years, we are been actually specializing ourselves into the technical aspect of the softwares and the hardwares that we actually cater to with our clients. So this has been our journey, where we actually design, build, and solve the client's requirement as and when it is required. Right. With that said, let's begin with what exactly we'll be actually covering up in Adobe today. Now, as people in the panel and everybody across the globe, they must have at least used Adobe in some form or the other, right? Now, in all, Adobe has these many softwares within its ecosystem. You can see all the softwares are being divided in various sectors: design and layout, photography, video and motion, 3D and AR, right? And UI and UX, illustrations, social media, and additional services that we also cater to. Now, many of these softwares are something that you have used in your production pipeline some way or the other. One software is something which is very common in all these bouquet of softwares when it comes to Adobe is Photoshop. Photoshop is something that people have been using for around what, I don't know, 20 years, maybe more. And pretty soon it's going to be celebrating its silver jubilee, over 25 years of presence, right? So Photoshop is something which has been using across the globe for some way or the other form. And then it actually evolved itself into various other products, right, into video editing, whether it is motion graphics, everywhere. Okay. To enhance this particular, as in actually, it's not a question of enhance, it's a question of catering to the demand. Because ultimately, demand of content is insatiable. Every form of media, whether it is books, whether it is video, whether it is illustration, what you name that, where you actually trying to convey your message to the audience. That's where you have to actually you need a content to be present with you, right? It could be anything, It could be in a form of a simple paper or a sketch on a paper or something like that. Of course, still the classical way of doing presentation or on paper and pencil is not died off, but people have evolved and increased because earlier, if I actually talk about paper and pencil, that was something like time consuming. Now, these days, in less time, you require more content. So that's the reason why I would say the demand for content is turning out to be insatiable. And when it is insatiable, the digital world actually gives you that kind of a tool that you can enhance your capabilities even more further. If you have something here and it needs to be portrayed in a better way, that's where you require digital tools. Okay. Now, in today's world, if you need a digital content in a very quick manner, there are tools available in the market. But when it comes to Adobe, we in Adobe have something known as Adobe Express. This is what we Adobe Express. All you have to do is like simply it is a kind of a cloud-based you can say software. You may not have to install anywhere. That was a tab if you have a different next you have this is a small demonstration of what exactly Adobe Express can do. Right. So this is something that an Adobe Express can do. It has integration with various other apps that you can name to, and it can be published and take whatever inputs that it needs from various other platforms also. And this makes it very interactive and innovative way of doing art these days. You can say that. What exactly Adobe Express can actually do it is easy to create. You can remove your backgrounds and place wherever you want to. You can upscale your images. You can generate your images. Even Adobe Express is very well connected in generating videos. So how these things are turning out to be one of the essential things within today's day-to-day life and while creating an art. If something is missing, if I want that small blank to be filled with something which is very much similar or same, okay, I cannot redo all the work again and again. That's where you actually require such kind of a technology. Adobe Express can actually be very handy, and with the access to Adobe Stock and Adobe Firefly, which we'll be actually discussing further in our presentation today, you will be uh, there are your creative boundaries are pushed further in that matter, and it could cater to your needs as and when required. Right. So this is how it actually can scale your content brands. It is very well integrated with Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, Acrobat Pro. All right. It has also been integrated very well with this and various other applications within the Creative Cloud Suite. In Creative Cloud Suite, you actually get all the access of your software. And with Creative Cloud Pro, you can get an access to stocks as well. Okay, so that we'll be discussing in detail we progress. But this is the integration of Adobe Express, as you can see it very well with different apps that you are actually already using within your ecosystem, and it can be very well integrated with that. So it saves your time with generative AI. Generative AI is something which is undeniable. Now people actually say that it might eat up your job of, I don't know, a photographer might be actually facing a threat within because of AI. But I would say rather than feeling yourself as a threat, why don't you think this as a tool and use it into your art? That's what where I see it, to be very frank. It is an assistant. It is not your master. Okay. Whatever you actually say to generative AI, it will prepare and give it to you. Okay. Don't don't make me as an AI sympathizer or something like that. But it may sound like that, but I have used generative AI for quite some time now. And if you ask my experience, I would say it is just another tool, just like calculator. So a mathematician actually thought in early days of calculator that when calculator comes, the maths would be ruined. No, maths is not ruined. Maths is still there. In fact, it has been much more, the boundaries of maths and the possibilities of maths has been further enhanced because small calculation is been taken care by your calculator. The same concept is applied over here in generative AI. Your art is not getting dyed anywhere. It will create what you say you want. Okay, that's what it is all about. All right, so don't get threatened about generative AI. I would encourage you to use these tools and create your own art accordingly. All right, whatever you say, it will create accordingly. It won't create something on its own. And to be very frank, God forbid, even in future, I would love that an AI would act according to my will rather than acting on its own. You need not have to give an conscious to it. It's supposed to it's supposed to be do your bidding. That's what it's supposed to be. Right. To protect your business, design commercially safe, because at the same time, you need such kind of an art which is exclusive to your need. And at the same time, copyright protected. Because whatever you actually prepare would be your copyright. Nobody else can prepare something like that. It can be similar, but not same. Okay, in generative AI, people have this common misconception: oh, you are actually creating almost everything same. No, have a notice of that. The images are similar, but as is never same. Everything has its own different perspective. Sometimes a flower would be different to something, or color combination would be different. You have to choose it and use it wherever you want.
Marketing
Okay,
teams often
this is a
task their
small
creative
video
studio
about
to
that.
create new content variation. These are often simple changes like text
I'm sorry
changes
about
or
the
swapping an
audio. It
image.
might
To
be a
help
little
increase
less.
capacity, creative teams can create self-serve ways for marketers to create on-brand content themselves with locked templates. In Adobe Express, as a creative, I can drop my Photoshop file into Express and all the layers and everything are imported right in.
Now, what it does, what it shows here is that you can actually. Sorry, yeah, I'll play it again.
Marketing teams often task
What it
their
shows
creative
here is an
studio to create
integration
new
between
content variation. These are
Adobe
often simple
Photoshop and
changes like text
Adobe
changes
Express.
or swapping an
Okay,
image. To help
because
increase capacity,
at
creative
the same
teams
time
can
you
create
need a
self-serve
kind
ways
of a
for
platter
marketers
or
to
something
create
like that, so
on-brand
that you can
content
actually
themselves
place
with
your
locked
art in a
templates. In
better
Adobe
way.
Express, as
Okay,
a creative,
so
I can drop
Express
my
can be that
Photoshop
kind of a
file
platter.
into Express and all the layers and everything are imported right in. I can then set the parts that I want to lock to give my marketing team guardrails. Brand kits are libraries that allow you to have your logos, fonts, images, and colors in one place to help you create on-brand content across apps. When I replace it, it is linked, so if the product image changes, it will automatically update the product image in the template. I can then publish this template to my brand kit. I can also set restrictions so that it limits to only use on-brand fonts and colors. Now let's have a look at what it looks like for a marketer to create new content. As a marketer, it's simple to create content myself. In Adobe Express, I can choose from a menu of templates my creative team provided to me. Notice here that I can't move elements that are locked and can only change the parts that I'm allowed to, helping me stay on brand. Then, if I want to translate into different languages, it's simple to translate into 40 different languages automatically. Once ready, I can save it to AEM assets, social media, or other business platforms I use. Adobe Express empowers marketers by creating locked templates to help create on-brand content.
Right. So what it actually shown you here is like, from a marketing point of view, if you are a marketing personnel and you need to do a lot of creatives, so Adobe Express could be something that comes very handy and easy to use, to be very frank. And it has access, if you are using Adobe Express with the access of Adobe Stock, you actually get to get access of countless copyright-free content, copyright-free content. Why I'm emphasizing that so much, because marketing, a person who is actually working in marketing is very, very sensitive when it comes to copyrights, because that could be a flag that he will be getting whenever or wherever he's actually publishing his work in social media, or I don't know, whether on a video or something like that. So it becomes very this particular issue of being copyright-free content, that is very, very much essential when it comes to marketing. All right, not just for marketing. Actually, if you are actually publishing anything, right, and that particular art is something that's supposed to be very exclusive, only for only been done by you. That kind of a recognition comes with this, right? So that's the reason why I was emphasizing that you actually get to access with the stock, which is completely copyright free, right? Within the organization, who all can actually use Adobe Express, a creative pro, marketer that I actually shown you here, sales and HR, and other knowledgeable workers. Now, what kind of other knowledgeable workers I'm talking about? Those people who are at least want to streamline their documents, streamline or make it a better presentable document or something like that. Those people are very much in need of making their presentation as appealing as possible, because you are constantly competing with somewhere or the other with your other organizations or within your organization. So that's the reason why I would say, like, if you are thinking that your presentation should be more appealing, you're going to always look into Adobe Express, right? Adobe Express, these are some of the customer cases that our customers across the globe are been using it. They are using it for the brand enhancing, reusing their adapted brand assets if they have their own brand and they want to make sure that it will be presented more and better, quickly create the content which is supposed to be engaging. So should have a bit of a sound, music, or something like that. Those things can be also be implemented within the Adobe Express, localized with different audience and market altogether. Let me just show you where exactly you can find Adobe Express. All you have to do is like simply come into your browser, and this is where you have to actually find over here. This is actually Firefly. Let me just do it again. Adobe Express. As I told you, this is a online cloud-based software or service that you can actually go for. Go to Adobe Express, and you are having access to all the different content within your within this particular part. All you have to, I'm using it as a personal use. This is next. For social media and presentation, next. And bold, elegant, minimal, or thing. This is just a simple part over here. Sales, customer, and done. This is what I can get to. This is the branding that if I want to do something like a branding, I can create a new brand, right? I don't know, GUIs, that, right? Create a simple brand and do whatever, add a logo of, I don't know, something like into this, or add a color, templates, or schedule for my own self, whatever. So these are the different things that I have access to it. As you can see, I actually created something in the past, Happy Makar Sankranti, because that was there in January. This is something that I have actually created during the process. So anyway, so something like this can be created, simply outlet, so that it would be available for everyone else. You want to create a cover title or something like that. So these are this is how an Adobe Express looks like. So that's why I want to just open up and show you where you can actually find such kind of, right? Of course, at the same time, people can also design their own CV within Adobe Express, right? And let's say if I move on further, Adobe Express has the advantage to get extremely connected with the different softwares like Photoshop, AI, and InDesign and Lightroom, right? You can train your on a licensed images, whatever images that you want, that can be trained accordingly, and you can, if you have a similar pattern that this particular design should be on and on and on and on in all of your design, so that it is a kind of a unique signature of your own art. Okay, so you can actually train within Adobe Express. Why? Because it is generative AI at the end of the day, right? This is what we are competing with today in market. We are competing with Canva. We are actually competing with Visme and Microsoft Designer altogether. Now, all of these don't have an access to stock images. I mean, like the images that we own are over 280 million images and videos for that matter. Okay, so suppose if you have access to these many images and videos, which are completely copyright free, you can very well integrate within your artwork that you can actually offer. And at the same time, these days in market, Adobe Express is one of the most affordable solution that you can offer. Okay, it is quite affordable. You need not have to shell out very extensively to own Adobe Express. But yes, if you need certain privileges for stock and everything, that is something that we suggest to large organizations that you go with this. That I'll be actually suggesting in the later into the presentation, which we'll discuss in detail in that matter. But this is something like a solution that we actually give to our clients wherever. Generative AI is something which is very well integrated within the, Adobe Express. I have used one of these application. It is user friendly when it comes to certain area. Okay, but generative AI is something which is not there in these application much as much you can find it in Adobe Express. If you use it, you will find the differences. What kind of a different approach you can have while you are using it Adobe Express. Right. So it is saying you can actually resize a lot of things. You can have a simple comparison over here while you are actually on this particular slide, that certain things are there with Canva and some certain things are there with Adobe Express. But it is still in learning process. Okay, I'll be happy to see if you will be getting a lot of ticks in Adobe Express, and it meets up to the demand of the market. Expanding and editing is something which is there in Adobe Express, and Canva has a very limited access to it. And plus, it is having a direct integration with Premiere. So you can actually do a lot of editing and translations that we'll be actually learning in the next slide, that what exactly Adobe Express and generative AI can actually do for you.
What's up, everyone? Paul here. I want to show you how you go from a simple sketch to something spectacular all in the browser, starting out here in Firefly with that same sketch as a reference image. And for the prompt, it's just basically going to be multicolored or rainbow striped fuzzy fur letters. And sure enough, that's what we get. Look at these gorgeous results. And then I just get to play art director, kind of finding the one I like. And I could open this up in Express, but I want the control of Photoshop. But we're talking Photoshop in the browser. So I haven't left the browser. I have my image. I could do a quick remove background, and I have the precision selection controls like refine edge that I absolutely love in Photoshop to get this the way I want it to look. But you know what? I thought it'd be fun to just add a fun element in the background using some generative fill. So I'll just kind of paint a big circle, and I'm going to turn this into a disco ball. It'll be kind of fun. And sure enough, here it is, and we have a number of options. And we can always combine this with our own photos. I have a photo of the artist, so we'll drop that in, change the blend mode, and I'm really liking what this is looking like, but I'm gonna take it to another level using Adobe Express. This is where things get really fun because I could take this design, select some of these elements like these letters, and have them bounce around with some animation. Kind of bob in, move around, and Express is giving me new ideas like replacing that disco ball with a video of a disco ball. So I'll just do a search, find what I want, drop it in there, change the blend mode, and yes, this is looking pretty good. Lastly, I'll just add some text, really easy to do. This is for an album release party. Now that that's done, I can quickly just share on social media now or schedule it for a future date. From a simple sketch to something amazing, all in the browser, we're out of excuses to not create. So go make something amazing.
Right, this was a lovely demo by one of our prominent YouTube user who has actually made a very fantastic demo of Adobe Express and Firefly. Right. So the Firefly was something that I wanted to show you and further make you aware about what exactly the generative AI is all about. Now, 16 plus billion assets are being generated within Firefly every day. It is very simple to use, very innovative. And if you have access again, within Firefly, also if you have an access with stocks or something like that, it would make a very unique art with just simple prompts that you actually opt for. Mind you, these are generative AIs, so you have to keep on training them according to your will. You have to make sure that the Firefly is like acting according to your requirements. Okay, every time, whenever you actually do. Initially, when you talk to Firefly, you might find it, or it's not responding as I want to. It may take some of a try, say somewhere around 10 to 12 tries. Okay, just not just Firefly. I mean, you actually go to any generative AI. The way you actually write your prompt matters a lot. Matters a lot. That way AI actually understands you very well. You have to speak in their language, in AI's language, and that way they will be actually in a position to give you a better results. Audio module and 3D model is something which is going to be in future very soon. Currently, video modeling, that means prompt based videos are available in Firefly. And in future, you will be able to also have audio and yes, you will be also getting 3D models. 3D model, I'm not saying that you'll be actually getting a kind of a 3D model completely. It would be having a bunch of model in its top, getting it molded and getting it assembled like a 3D model. Okay, this is what's going to be in Firefly in future. Okay. This is Firefly video model. This is completely made in based on prompt. Okay, and a generative extension in Premiere Pro is which makes Premiere Pro now very unique. Okay, so what you are looking over here is completely made out of prompt. Okay, right? This is what Firefly can actually do. Now, Firefly is very well integrated with Photoshop, InDesign, generative. It has its own generative remover within its services, integration with Illustrator and Premiere Pro now, because it has video-based generation, right? This is what it can do in Premiere Pro. Just have a look. So what it does here is it actually fills up the gaps between the footages. Sometimes the footage that you have actually shoot has some irregularities. I don't want this, I don't want that. So suppose if you want to fill up a bit of a shot, rather than shooting the entire footage again, a generative AI and extended AI like Firefly would be helping you a lot and saving your time. That's where we actually need. You see, I have been in media and entertainment industry for half of my life. I've seen people struggling within the production pipeline. Sometimes they actually get stuck up in one particular area just because the shot was not right, or they have to wait till the shot has actually been reshooted and get that footage, and then they actually use it in their editing. I can feel your pain, frankly speaking. I've been there, sleepless nights and working on weekends, meeting up your deadlines. Those are the things that I have actually seen firsthand because I've been working in that industry for quite some time. And if in those days, if I had a tool something like this, I would have left for home quite early, to be very frank. But nevertheless, now the generation is actually getting progressed, and today's editors or today's artists have these kind of leverages that they can use in their. And I'm sure you'll be saving a lot of time. Okay, let's have a look again. Now, how this person is able to generate this is because he is able to use it as a prompt, right? And then bring it in Premiere Pro. Okay. High quality generation of images and videos is something which is there now in Firefly. If you want to see first-handed, I'll just show you where exactly I can find. Yeah, here. This is what I was talking about in Firefly. You can actually use it as a translated video, images to video. If you have an image and you want to convert it into a video, you can use this. Okay. And at the same time, you can have something like here. Coming soon. Yeah, enhancement of speech and text to avatar is something that's going to be very soon within Firefly. But now, suppose if I want to have text to video, right? Yeah. Give me a colorful swale. Okay, multi-colored smoke, writing, writing, oh, sorry, writing into happy, right? So say suppose if I want to do something like this, sway, multicolored, small parts we have. Be holy, generate. And it will take some time and it will be actually generating. Meanwhile, we just move on further and let's see what is there further. So this is what I was talking about. You can actually use text in this way. Now, B-roll of reference images, something like into neon text for your graphics, right? Or something for 2D animation. or an atmospheric element. These are the things that I can actually create within Firefly. So all I need is like to have a right amount of prompt within Firefly, and it will generate and give it to me. Okay, well, this is how it will work, and it will give you. I'm sure many of the people in the audience must have used a different platform also for something like that. But now even Adobe is catching up for doing something like this. Okay. Now, I'm very much excited to actually show you like this has also been done within Firefly when it comes to Firefly audio module. You can actually, I repeat, you can actually translate and give a bit of a lip sync within your video in different languages. Today, actually, I'm actually showcasing more of Germans and Italian, but we are also catching up with Hindi. And maybe further, we might also get into other Dravidian languages like Malayalam, Kannada, and Tamil. That is also in pipeline. So those languages can be also be translated something like this.
Whenever you're planning to hike or travel in a state or national park, there are a few key steps to take to ensure a safe and amazing adventure. Wann immer Sie planen, in einem Bundesstaat oder Nationalpark zu wandern oder zu reisen, gibt es ein paar wichtige Schritte, die Sie unternehmen müssen, um ein sicheres und erstaunliches Abenteuer zu gewährleisten. Ogni volta che hai intenzione di fare un'escursione o un viaggio in uno stato o in un parco nazionale, ci sono alcuni passaggi chiave da compiere per garantire un'avventura sicura e sorprendente. Chaque fois que vous prévoyez de faire de la randonnée ou de voyager dans un parc d'État ou national, il y a...
So this is what it can do now. You can translate the videos into different languages. Okay, and it will catch up to your requirement as and when required.
Whenever you're planning to hike or travel,
Right? So this is the power of Firefly and generative features. You can actually create your videos. You can extend your videos in Premiere Pro. You can create image to videos, and you can also do translation. Now, of course, translation is right now in the beta mode. So I would say like it might take a bit of a time for you to for the general public to use it in a very proficient way. Okay, but nevertheless, it is in the pipeline. Just stay tuned. You never know. It will surprise you within a month or two. Okay, right? So this is what all about when it comes to Firefly. Now, when it comes to powering your creative workflow with the help of Adobe Stocks, as I told you, Adobe Stocks and Firefly go hand in hand. Not just Adobe Stocks and Firefly. I would say Adobe Express, Adobe Stock, Adobe Firefly go hand in hand, and they actually create or they are available for all those creative people to choose and make sure that you create the best out of your art without worrying about copyright. As I was telling earlier, copyright is something which is kind of an issue for people in marketing. So marketers are actually thinking that if I do this, will it be flagged for as a copyright? If you are working with stocks and Firefly, it won't. It just simply won't, because this is something that you will be creating very unique and which is exclusive for your need. Okay. Now, what kind of a solution we in Archons actually suggest to people when they are actually using or they are opting for Adobe? People who are in the panel, if you are remotely connected with IT, or say if you are working as an IT personnel within your organization, choosing the right thing and right solution for your organization is the crucial thing that makes your job much more complicated, because it's not that something that sometimes you actually have a product, but oh, this is missing, oh, this is missing, oh, that is missing, right? So this is where we come into. As Archons, we actually give you right amount of solution at the right amount of time. And in Adobe, we have something like a Creative Clouds for Team and Enterprise. Now, Enterprise version is something which is having all unlimited access to your creative stocks, and when it comes to your Adobe Express and everything, right? If you are actually having an organization of around what 30 or 20 or something like that, more than 10 for that matter, then we actually tend to ask you people, please make sure that you are having at least a few versions of enterprise, right? Especially if you are using your software 24 hours a day. Okay, I mean, like sometimes people in editing Premiere Pro, if you are using a Premiere Pro, After Effects. I'm giving an example. This is just an example of these two softwares. But there are other softwares where people actually tend to use software quite for quite elaborate amount of time, right? So for that matter, we actually ask why don't you go for enterprise? If you are having difficulty deploying your software across the globe, then you should actually think about using enterprise. If you are having difficulty in deploying your users, I mean, if whether they have internet access or not, okay. If you are thinking of using it offline, okay. These days, not many people are using offline, but say sometimes you do require it offline, right? So that's where you actually get to have enterprise because there are some creative security that is to be needed. I mean, like your files has to be much more secure, right? So for that matter, if you need a better security, you need a better deployment, of course, think about enterprise. And those people who are using more than two apps or something like a three app, one single apps are available in the market. Is someone wants to use Photoshop only, that's fine. That's not an issue. But suppose if you want to use Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, After Effects, and Premiere, if you think about buying them separately, trust me, it's much more expensive. That's where Creative Cloud for Team comes. It has all the 20 plus apps, and you can use it as and when you require. Plus, if you're having a Creative Cloud for with CCT Pro, you also get access to Firefly, okay, Adobe Stock, right? So these are the two main things that will be added if you are having a Creative Cloud Pro and CCTE, that is a Creative Cloud Enterprise, that will be having all these features as well. Okay. And I would also add something like, say, suppose if you are using Creative Cloud Pro, you will be also getting access to latest technology. So suppose if you are essentially waiting for, say, the translation feature that I was talking about. Right now, it's in the beta mode, but still, just because you are having a Creative Cloud Pro, you will be having an access to that beta version as well. And of course, the full version later on when it will be getting upgraded, right? So, key difference between CCT Pro and Edition is like the users would be actually getting a unique enterprise ID when it comes to enterprise version. You'll be getting a enterprise ID. You'll be getting a 24-hour support from Adobe and us. We are all available for your disposal when it comes to creative assistance. Of course, we are there as our clients, but sometimes we also require in certain complicated situation, we do require Adobe's help. So if you are having an enterprise version, you need not have to worry. You will be getting a complete support from Adobe as well. Okay, expert session whenever and wherever you actually require. And at the same time, Firefly functionals and stylish kit and everything is also available. Stock licenses are available and expressing the entitlement. See, Creative Cloud for Enterprise customer also get enterprise version of Express. Now, what I'm talking about, the enterprise version of Express, you will people who are actually using who are going to using Adobe Express only. We tend to ask them, why don't you also look into the enterprise version? Why? Because you will be also getting access to the stock. Guys, that makes a lot of changes if you are having access to your stock and Firefly. These three things that if you are having, okay, it becomes a power punch, and your creative scale would be much more enhanced. So that's where we try to make sure that if this is what you require, this much you will be only getting out of it. Otherwise, we don't want to like just keep on. We are not that kind of a reseller who are just selling up the products. No, I believe in giving the right solution to the right person. No need of just stuffing things into your mouth just because we want to. We opt for in that instead. We opt for what would you require. Okay, and accordingly, we'll suggest you the right solution wherever you are, where it's required. That's why to choose Arcans as your solution partner, because first and foremost, we have a stability backed by Moneo Group, which is a 108-year-old company, right? Moneo. That's the under which Arcans comes along. We have deep expertise, 550 plus experts in action. That includes me in that part. And we have a software efficient and seamless integration to your workflow and global presence over 50 plus locations. Okay. And with that said, I would like to conclude this. If you want to get in touch with us, this is my contact detail and my email address. We are also present on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and just search Arcans in, and you'll be getting our presence over there. Recently, this is what we have done in Instagram. This is something that we are always in presence. Currently, one of our very well known university here in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, they actually were the second runner-up for the competition that we actually created. Again, we do conduct such kind of competitions and do keep in mind whenever you are actually visiting our page, pushing our clients to make their creative much more better and give them a platform at the global presence wherever whenever they require. With that said, I'm open for any questions if you have. Let me just check if you have asked for any questions. Any questions regarding the presentation that I have done today? Please, I would ask you to write your questions in your Q&A. Yeah, we have few one. Is the software free of cost or paid, and how can we help an architect? See, when it comes to Firefly, certain things are available just free, okay. And when it comes to, I mean, if you are an architect, I would say you get a bit of a creative base first. Okay. And on that top of it, you can actually use whatever the software that you are using it. See, any software that you are using as an architect, I'm assuming that you must be using, because when it comes to Adobe, Adobe is catering to a general way. Being an Autodesk Platinum partner, Arcans, we have seen that architect also use a lot more softwares. Okay. Adobe or Firefly's like solution, they actually fill up the gaps that wherever you, because there are certain creative gaps that that needs to be filled up. That's where Adobe would be helpful for you. I hope I have answered your question. The second question is the software free or paid? Some things are free when it comes to certain aspect of Adobe. But yes, most of the apps, if you're talking about like Photoshop or say After Effects or something like that, the Creative Cloud team and everything, they are paid. Will it be see the recording of this meeting? Yeah, of course, you will be the recording of this meeting, of course. What is the services of Arcans? Yeah, Arcans is into a lot of services when it comes to not just see. I'll give you a brief elaboration. We are into adoption of the softwares that you actually using it. Okay, how well are you using these softwares? These are certain things that we do. Then when it comes to architectural part, yes, we are into beam services, we are into visualization and a lot more things. When it comes to manufacturing, we are again into automation adoption and cater to the, you can say, Beam Collaborate and various other services that you can offer. Do check out our website for further details in that matter. When it comes to Adobe, I personally see that my clients, they actually, whatever they buy, they actually use this software in an optimal way. Because if you are not using your software optimally, I mean, like the ROI of that particular software is not coming in anytime soon. You must be using a tool which you are using for decades, but at the same time, I can actually make you aware. I'm not saying that I'll be giving you teaching you or something like that. No, no. Some people, they find it very offending. Oh, I'm having so much of experience. Who is this person who will be teaching me? No, no, I'm not that kind of person. I will just make sure that whatever work that you are doing as an artist, you will be also getting an additional tool or a tool which you are not aware of, and that will make your work more faster. Okay, so that's where I come in. I also take care of the training part. We do a lot of training as a part of our services. We also have a separate division when it comes to training and including the softwares, the latest softwares and everything within the curriculum. We have tie-ups with universities and train the trainers. The trainers needs to be updated about the latest things that are available in the market, and we also help them in this journey to them. Sorry. How to develop a prompt of any specific outcome through Adobe Express or Firefly? Good question, actually. Mr. Arya, see, when it comes to prompt is actually a different engineering altogether. Earlier days, when I was actually, I'm not so early, I was just 2023 or 24, prompt used to be a lot more longer. You have to define each and everything within that particular prompt. Okay. Earlier, it was just 2 years back, it was actually, I had to make sure that if I have to generate a particular character, okay, that particular character has to have a very good hair, then I have to mention it that way. Oh, it should have a beautiful hair and something like that. Okay. The hair color should be blonde. It should be red or green or whatever the things that I have to make it very specific. Then I want an aspect ratio, this and this and this and this and this and that. All right. The entire list of things that I need to fill up like a form. Okay. And that accordingly the AI used to make. Over the time, I've seen it, models are getting. So within a limited amount of writing, you can get a very good output. As I had actually made over here, you can see, this is a simple thing. Give me a colorful swill, multicolored smoke, writing Happy Holi. Just have a look. Happy Holi. I'm sure Happy would have been written much more better, but this is the first screw effect. Okay, I'm sure, suppose if I train this particular model in a better way, like writing into Happy Holi, I should have been made more prominent by giving just two simple columns. Okay, writing into Happy Holi. Then it would have actually taken it Happy Holi. Otherwise, right now it has taken just a simple this way. So simple writing in this way makes your life very easy. Why? Because the models are getting improved, and it will be generating it accordingly. Okay, so prompt engineering is something that comes with it's kind of a writing thing. Okay, I'm just sharing my experience. Each writer has its own unique way of writing. Same concept applies into prompt. How well you actually write your prompt makes your AI generated images much more better. Okay, so I hope I have answered your question here. And if I may actually suggest or just not just suggest. I can request if you guys are also in Twitter, you follow Archons, and at the same time you can also hunt for Miss 3D. That is my page where I do a lot of prompting and everything in that particular social media. This is something that I am actually kind of promoting myself, but as an AI artist, this is something that I have been learning myself, and you can check out what all things I have done on that particular page. Yes, thank you. All right. So I think we are about to wrap up. Yes, I'm actually 4 minutes extended. So thank you so much for attending this particular webinar, and I hope I have answered most of your questions. I would encourage you to please go and check Firefly and Adobe Express at your disposal wherever you are requiring it. And if you have any queries or any questions, please do come back to us on this particular contact details. This is my contact detail and my email address. Do write to me with your queries. And if you have any other requirements, do stay in touch. Please follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook for further updates of our webinars. We will be doing a lot of series, such kind of a webinars over and over. Not just I've actually started with Substance Painter. Then I did on Signature, and now I'm actually done a bit of a comprehensive webinar today on different softwares. Okay, if you want me to do a webinar based on a particular software or particular segment, please do write us. We'll definitely do a webinar based on that particular topic. Based on the popular topic, we will be actually we will be making our webinar accordingly. Okay, so do follow us on social media, and happy Holi to all of you. May God bless you. Thank you very much.